Today, dear friends, the Church gives us the opportunity to celebrate the memory of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, and in doing so, she presents to us, another imitator of Christ. And as Saint Paul says, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. We see our saints and we are encouraged by their example. And hopefully for you and I, we are able to pick a few things that we might apply to our own lives. Each saint is unique and we are also unique from them. And so you and I cannot perfectly copy their lives. That's not what God's call to us is, God's call to you and me is to be holy, as Father Dean, as yourself, as baptized, as, the me that God has created, which is unique and unrepeatable. When we see Maximilian Kolbe, we see someone who is truly on fire with a great love for God and a great desire to bring the entire world to Him. In his own words, to conquer the whole world for Christ through the help of Mary. We see in his life someone who is restless, someone who, even when he's falling sick or tired, kept going, building this monastery for the glory of God and, for the propagation of devotion to Mary Immaculate, finding out the best materials, the best media forms of the time, in order to proclaim God's message. And even when others prevented him, he found new ways, of distributing material and allowing other people to hear the message. In Saint Maximilian, we see someone who is not shy of responsibility, someone who says yes to God's will, someone who takes on the cross, someone who, until the very end, truly lives out the two greatest commandments, love of God and love of neighbor. Towards the end of his life, when he was already suffering in the concentration camp, from his unit, one person escaped. And during that time, the penalty was that, as a punishment for the unit, for that one who escaped, 10 people would be dragged in and they would be brought to the starvation bunker. And one of these men in Maximilian's unit cried out when he was chosen, because he was the father of a family. And so, out of deep love for God and for his brothers and sisters, Saint Maximilian steps forward and presents himself to take the place of this man. When asked who he was, he said simply, "I am a Catholic priest." And so, as brother, but also brother to those who are suffering, but also as Catholic priest, he joined these other 9 into the starvation bunker, and he ministered to them, helped them, prayed with them during their last moments. And so that little cell where they were kept was suddenly transformed from a place of torture into a chapel of peace and prayer. And so, dear friends, for you and I, we can learn from him to say yes to the mission, to also do things that set us on fire with love for God, to find the best things for God's service, to be at the service of others, and in different ways and in different modes according to our call, to pour out our lives for love of God and for the service of others. Dear friends, who and in what circumstances will we pour out ourselves in sacrifice for others today?